Good morning, everyone. This is Tony Clark with Sound the Whistle with Tony Clark, bringing you another podcast. Um, I'm back at the waterfront. I'm not on the actual lake this time. I'm right outside a pond just outside of the actual Lake Michigan. Thought this would be a nice little venue. Um, get the wildlife. Won't get to see as many of the seagulls, but you could probably hear some of the birds. Um, in the background, you could hear some of the other insect life, and I think we have a couple of frogs out there making some noise. But thought this would be a good place to shoot, get a little scenery this time. Waiting on the sunrise. It's fairly cloudy this morning, so I don't know how much of the sun we're really going to get to break through that cloud cover, but. Something else, I just want to bring something that's entertaining to you guys, something informative. Just some thoughts I have. I've been thinking a lot about what to do. I want to do a series, and the first thing that comes into mind on a series would be to talk about stalling. Stalling is one of our most controversial, one of our most subjective calls in our sport, and I think it'd just be good just to have a conversation about it, just share some of my thoughts, some of my ideas. Again, this is not me saying, hey, this is how it has to be called. I'll talk about how I call it, how I see it. And you may agree with some of my thoughts, you may disagree, and that's okay. Not everybody sees stalling the same way, not everybody calls stalling the same way. So, like I said, this is just for something thought provoking. Maybe you'll get something out of it, maybe not. You may comment if you see this on YouTube and share some of your ideas with me. So we'll see how it goes. So it's going to take a couple of podcasts to really get stalling, the series of stalling, how I really want to put it out there. So this is just going to just be a short intro, and then we'll get into the various stalling positions, as far as stalling from the neutral, stalling from the defensive, stalling from the advantage position. So we'll break it down as we go along. So what I want to do is throw out there, and let's get started with what the rule says about stalling. So stalling, according to the National Federation, you can read it for yourself. Rule 524. Article 1, each wrestler is required to make an honest attempt to stay within the 10-foot circle and wrestle aggressively, regardless of position or the time or the score of the match. Action is to be maintained throughout the match by the contestants wrestling aggressively, whether in the top, bottom, or neutral position. And both contestants are equally responsible for initiating action. It is the responsibility of the contestants, coaches, and referees to avoid the use of stalling tactics or allow the use thereof. This shall be demonstrated by those responsible with strict enforcement by the referee. So that's a mouthful there. I mean, and that really sums up stalling as the rules see it, as the rules think it should be called. Again, you take this apart and you start to look at it. And the one thing that stands out, and a lot of people don't get this part of it, wrestlers are supposed to stay aggressive for the whole duration of the match. We don't have a delay clock. We don't have a shot clock. We don't have a time to get the play clock going, things that other sports have, which do allow them to kill some time off the clock. We don't have that in wrestling. And I think sometimes that gets confusing. A kid will go out there, and I shouldn't say a kid, a wrestler will go out there and wrestle hard for, boy, I got I'm disturbing some kind of creature out here. They're getting louder and louder. But anyway, I digress. Boy, they're surrounding me, but that's okay. Let me stop digressing and get back to my topic here. So, what I was saying is, we just don't have a delay tactic or some kind of clock that they can kill off. Now, I mean, do people yell short time? Yeah, that's just a norm that's starting to happen. Short time. To me, when I was coaching, short time means don't do anything goofy. Don't if you're ahead, don't take a lot of risk, but stay active. It didn't mean to short time with 10 seconds to go. To me, that as a coach, it didn't mean for you to run away for 10 seconds. Stay engaged, hand fighting, things of that nature. But again, those are philosophies that are out there, and people see it how they see it. So, but based on the rules, you're supposed to wrestle aggressively throughout the duration of the match. And what is aggressive wrestling? And we'll talk about this as we go through each position down the road. But aggressive wrestling is designed to work for a fall. Okay, the ultimate goal is to pin your opponent. If you can't pin your opponent, then you should be working to score aggressively at all times. You should be looking for scoring opportunities. So that's how I see aggressive wrestling. And again, like I said, we'll talk about it as we get into each position. But, again, I just wanted to point that out. What the rule says, wrestlers must wrestle aggressively throughout the match. Okay? Regardless of score. So it doesn't matter if you're losing, if you're winning, if it's tied. Wrestlers should be looking for those scoring opportunities. Okay? A lot of people get upset, when they see a stall call, the kids work, again, I'm using the word kid again. They see a wrestler who has gone out and worked to get a takedown. They work to have to score as much as possible. We got 15 seconds to go and they're up by 1. And they start to, use a lot of delay tactics. The other wrestlers coming at them aggressively. And we have to warn or penalize the winning wrestler for stalling. And a lot of people, they get upset. If that's their wrestler, they're definitely going to get upset by that call. If they're on the defense, they're going to be happy with that call that we're trying to get that wrestler to stay there and wrestle. Again, sorry about the background noise, but I decided to talk about this out in nature, so we're going to get those things. So a lot of people, they think that's a hard call. You get a lot of people from, saying, oh, let them wrestle, stay out of the match, don't interfere. Again, I find that where a lot of the problem comes in, where a lot of people don't understand the call, or they think that the referee is trying to dictate the match. We're not. We're following the rules as written. Both wrestlers have to wrestle aggressively regardless of time or score. So if the official feels that one wrestler is stalling, trying to live on that 1-point lead, and they make the call, they're not interfering with the match. They are following the rule as written. Because you got to look at it from both sides. What is interfering with the match? If you don't call stalling, you're making a decision. You're interfering with the match. You're giving one person a disadvantage or an advantage over the opponent. If that person is being aggressive, trying to score, and the other person's, blocking and avoiding contact, or, not trying to counter wrestle, you're interfering with the match by not making a stall call. We're going to be looked at interfering with the match if we do make the stall call. So that's what makes this, stalling for us such a controversial call and, a subjective call. Me personally, I am very comfortable making stall calls. I've been doing it for a while. Was I comfortable at the beginning of my career? No. But as I progressed, as I learned, as I got my understanding of the rules, stalling it's second nature to me. When I recognize stalling, I have no problem making the call and defending the call. most people would see me as an aggressive stall caller, which I am. Very, if I think that one wrestler is taking advantage of the rule and putting the opponent at a disadvantage, who is working to try to score and keep wrestling, yes, I will make the appropriate call. But again, it's a philosophy, it's a thought process, and as we go through each position, like I said before, wrestler in advantage position has certain responsibilities. Wrestler in a defensive position has certain responsibilities, and wrestlers in the neutral position also have certain responsibilities. And we'll break that down as we go through this series. So again, I just want to get this as the intro to what the next couple of podcasts are going to be about. So again, you can see the rule or read the rule for yourself. It's in the National Federation's rule book, Rule 524, Article 1, and we will take this section apart piece by piece, and I'll share my thoughts of how I see the rules as written when it comes to stalling. So I hope everybody has a pleasant week. Hopefully this is a good start to your day, or whatever time you tune into this podcast. But I look forward to everybody's engagement in my attempt to keep everybody entertained while we're doing this off season. And I look forward to hearing from you. If you like the podcast, don't like the podcast, or you have some opinions, or you just want to throw some thoughts out there, I welcome your comments. I really do. Again, this is all in good fun, and me just sharing what I know and how I see things. So again, have a good start to your day, good start to your week, and we'll see you down the road.